back to another video today here again on Forza Horizon 4 for another week's festival playlist prize car. So winter season we have unlocked the Citroen DS23, brand new car added to the game, not been in any Forza game previously. Not a lot else of interest this month unless you want another, this week sorry, unless you want another Starion or something. But yeah, as always, slightly irritating that there was no new car in autumn, but there is one in winter. Anyway, I already have the Citroen DS23, so let's hop straight into it. Brand new, haven't tried it yet. See what it's like stock before we upgrade it. So, it's D-Class 262, it's not a fast thing, it's not a performance car, but yeah, it is for some reason the only Citroen we've got, because the DS3, for unknown reasons, doesn't count as a Citroen. But anyway, 113 horsepower, 2,900 pounds. This is the 2.3, which is the biggest engine, and it's also 1975 model year, which was the final year they were produced between 55 and 75. So, let's hop into the car. Quite low D-Class, but yeah. First time this has ever been in any Forza game, so a bit of an interesting and odd car to add, but I think it is quite cool. It's just not that fast. Why have you put me this side of the barrier, and why is it brown as default? That is horrible. We need to fix that as soon as possible. I love the little indicators on the back of the roof rails there. That is so cool. If only indicators worked in Forza, because that would be brilliant. But yes, here it is, the DS23 car that looks like a slug. Anyway, it's quite an interesting car. They built over 1.5 million of these apparently during its production, and it was built all over the world. Apparently they were built in France, obviously, but also in Australia, Portugal, UK, South Africa, and Yugoslavia, because of course it was built everywhere. But yeah, cool thing. Not going to be breaking any speed records with this. But yeah, it's available with a couple of 1.9 litre engines, a 2.1 and a 2.3. So this is the 2.3, the biggest engine. But yeah, front engine, front wheel drive, big car like this. One of the first times front wheel drive was used. Citroen is a big sort of innovator of that. And it has some other interesting features. Obviously best known for the hydropneumatic suspension, which basically meant you didn't feel any bumps, it just sort of floated over them. It also broke a lot because it was too complex for its time, but it was a clever, innovative type idea. Let's just check, how many gears do we have? Okay, we have the 4-speed. It's available with a 3, 4 and 5 speed, some of them auto, some of them manual, some of them semi-auto. So yeah, available with a variety of gearboxes, but we have the 4-speed in this one. So yeah, obviously known particularly for the suspension, but it was also, like I said, one of the first cars to use front-wheel drive, one of the first cars to use disc brakes, so it was quite sort of, well, it had all the modern features for the time. It was almost ahead of its time, like I said. That's why. Oh, you saw that suspension bounce there. That's kind of, I mean, it shouldn't bounce, it should be smooth, but you get the idea. So yeah, not the fastest thing in the world, although having said that, it did apparently win, or did quite well in rallies. It won the 1959 Monte Carlo rally, apparently. Interestingly, wouldn't necessarily have thought it. But yeah, it's quite a cool looking car. A little bit odd maybe, but kind of cool. Personally, I always preferred the estate and convertible version, partly because they didn't have the covered rear wheels, which I don't like, or often. So yeah, there was an estate version called the Safari, and there was also a convertible version, and there were also lots of weird other vehicles based off it, lots of variants. But yeah, that's kind of all I can tell you about it so far, but it is quite slow and it is quite brown, so we should probably head back and see what upgrades and customization of it. I will quickly, before we do that, have a little look at our interior. What the hell is that in front? You've got the speedometer and the rev counter. What the hell is this? All the warning lights are on a circular dially thing. It is cool. The radio's up there. So yes, being a Citroen, everything's in very odd places. Like, why is my rearview mirror there? It's just blocking my visibility. I mean, it means there's a nice big window to look at the sky at the top. Yeah. Also, I think the doors open. No, they don't. Just the handle for them's in a weird place. Right, anyway. Let's go to an house and make it not brown. So, here we are at Croftdale Farm. The first thing I'm going to do is take a look at the designs that the wonderful community have come up with and see if there's... Yes, there we go. There's a Monte Carlo rally. Somebody's done the DS3 racing, but as a DS23 racing. Of course, there's an anime one. Why wouldn't there be? But yeah, there are some quite cool things. I do like the Monte Carlo rally one. We might have to do a sort of performance style build and put that livery on it maybe. For now, I'm just going to change the colour for a manufacturer one, but we might come back to that. Ooh, hang on. Advanced options. We must test this by applying some hideously bright colours. I think it's just the thing on the roof, isn't it? Yeah, that's kind of a cool feature. Probably not going to use it. Right, what have we got? So we've obviously got brown on brown that we had before. We've got the green with the white, which is quite nice. The blue with the white. Black with the white. So I think for now I'll go with that. And then we might come back and put the rally paint on it later. I'll put a sort of quick bass tune on it now, maybe B class, A class, something like that. Then we'll come back, put the rally car thing on and fully upgrade it and see what it ends up like maybe. So, upgrades. Start with the usual hand. Actually, let's see if there's any interesting aero. No, Forza. And Forza. Great, good start. What do we have in terms of engine swaps? Not that I'm going to do that. Turbo Rally. Your usual... Oh, hang on. Yes, of course, it's front-wheel drive. So we've got a rear-wheel drive or an all-wheel drive swap. Probably won't do either of those for now. And a supercharger. Oh, we just did that. Don't press on that. Right, what have we got in terms of street, sport, race, horizon race, snow, drag, and vintage race? Sure. It's not always available. Let's throw those on. Nice fat tyres. Bring out the front width, can't at the back because of the stupid bodywork in the way. But yeah, so it's a bit of an odd choice for a Forza game. I mean, there's many reasons why it's a cool car. And I'm pleased it's here, but it's not a car I would necessarily expect. But yes, it's here and it's very cool. Oh wow. Look at that. I'm doing that because that is brilliant. Look how low it sits. Roll cage, weight reduction, we'll leave that out for this build. We might want to put some power in it though, because it is not only looks like a slug, it's as slow as one at the moment. Oh, straight into B class. A little bit of power. Actually, maybe I'll put the supercharger on while we're at it. 660, so it's kind of towards the top of B, but not at the top of B. 300 horsepower. Should be plenty in an old car like this. So we'll do that, and then we'll come back and do a completely insane build and see how that copes. Even though it's winter and it's not the best time to test something mad. But anyway, I always complain about that. We should have had this car last week. There's 1 week we're missing a new car. It should be winter. I can hear the supercharger. This is possibly a little bit too much power for this stock front-wheel drive setup that we've got in this. It's a little bit understeery. Although it's not as bad as I initially thought, actually. Now we're going. That supercharger whine is slightly annoying. Hello, BMW. Wow, that noise is annoying. It's actually not bad. I think this might make quite a good little car, actually. So we're towards the top of B class. We're not even at the top of B class. This feels rapid. At PI level, it does feel quick. Yeah, I like this. I like this. It drives surprisingly well. And whether you're a fan of the styling or not, I'm not sure I necessarily am. It is interesting and very distinctive. And I like that. I hate it when all cars start looking quite similar. But it's just cool for being a bit mad, looking like this, having wacky suspension, generally being a little bit strange, but brilliant. It's not very good because everything breaks, but still brilliant. Yeah, it's a weird old thing. Right. It's quite fast with these upgrades on. It seems good for its number of PIs, and I can imagine using this for B-class or A-class things. But I think it's time to go and throw on as much as possible and see how mad this thing actually is. So for this I'm going to put Turbo Rally in all-wheel drive. Aero, because it's available, even if it looks stupid. Horizon race tyres, again, looks stupid, but it's available. Go with the widths, redo the gearbox because we've done the engine. Brakes are already on. Should probably do roll cage and weight reduction. Already did these bits, right. Tell you what though, it's barely going to be into, okay, turbo stuff a lot. I was going to say it's barely going to be into S1, it's nearly at the top of S1. I don't know if with some fiddling you could get it to the top of S1. I didn't even see what that power figure was, hang on. 668 horsepower, 2,500 pounds. Right, let's put that rally livery on, and then I'll join you to test this thing out. So, here we are. 600 horsepower, engine swapped, Rally DS23. In its winning Monte Carlo Rally colours. Number 29 or 27, it doesn't seem to be quite sure. But yeah, cool. Fast. I mean, it is nearly at the top of S1 class. Obviously, I'm probably going to build this back to B or A. This is just to see what we can do with it completely maxed out. It's mental. We're gonna hit 200, I think, probably. It can definitely do it. Not sure you necessarily want to in this. It's not bad though, it's not bad handling. Usually if you put that much power into something in Forza, it's just dreadful. this is cool. I'm actually really enjoying driving it with these upgrades. I might end up leaving it like this. I don't think I will, because I like having my cars relatively stock. This is just more of a test, but I do like it. It drives well. And like I said before, when it was nearly at the top of B-Class, it did feel fast for that number of PI, so I think this could be quite good. Next time I'm doing anything that requires a B or A-Class vehicle, I might use this. Whoa. Okay, as we're conveniently here on the motorway, let's see how fast we can get this thing. Obviously with some tuning you can get it to go faster, yes I know. Just giving it a first test really. $90, come on. You can hit 200. We're doing 200 in the 1970s Citroen. I think 201 is where it's going to stop at. Right. So you can do over 200 miles an hour in your Citroen DS23 if you really want to. But yeah, I'm probably going to go and turn it into something a bit more sensible after this video. Yeah. Cool thing. Nice to see they're adding brand new cars as well as some of their recycled stuff, and they still are. And yeah, interesting that this month we're getting more than 2 cars again, and a lot of them are new. But anyway, that's going to do it for a first look at the 1975 Citroen DS23 here on Forza Horizon 4. I think it could be a very good B-Class car, and fully upgraded it's a bit mad. And yeah, I'll be back same time next week to test out the Porsche 928 GTS. But that is going to be all for today's video, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with the next video very soon.